think it's coming in this week. Maybe.
Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotarasata Sishimati Divine Grace ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagadguru A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Stotarasata Sishimati Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Anant Guru Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Friends of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopina Shamku Radha Kunda Giri Gauravadan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham Ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Ganges Mai Ki Tulasi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Itai Gauda Premanande. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. Glory to Shishi Guru Sri Gauranga. His Grace Sri Vanachari Prabhu Ki. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Glorious assembled devotees. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakayan Chakshulul Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manodbhistam Sapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhan Vitam Vicha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sandhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Gaura Nityananda Balaram Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Hare Krishna. Can I move forward? The closer the better. So His Grace, Jyoti Swarup Prabhu and his wife, Damayanti, welcoming Gauranita in their home. We should know worshipping a deity, you are directly dealing with Krishna. Directly. There's no difference. The deity of Krishna is not idol. Deity is different from idol. It is difficult for many people to understand the difference. Even those who profess to practice Hinduism. It took me many years to stop one temple from writing idols on their deities. They couldn't understand why they should not put idols, they should not write idols. Idol is different. Deity is different. Deity is directly the Supreme Lord. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Bengal, he has a devotee, West Bengal, West. The devotee is very attached to him. So, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to travel, the devotee was so much in anxiety, the pain of separation. How can I live without you? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, so you make a deity form of myself, and you worship that. The devotee is okay. He made a deity form, and he installed the deities. Now Chaitanya wanted to leave. Now you have me with you. So you can be happy now. The devotee said, you are not different from the deities. The Lord said, no, you're the same. It's okay, you stay here, let the deity go. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised his hand up, and the deity put the hand down and started walking away. The devotee said, no, you come back, let him go. The deity came back, raised the hand, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broke down his hand and started going. So this happened just 500 years ago. Yes, just 500. This happened. That we are having the Supreme Lord directly in the house. It is not idol. It's Sakshat Dhari. Directly the Supreme Lord. With all the sentiment, with all the passion, all the leelas, everything complete. The deity. So we have to understand this. That we're convinced that the Lord has invited to the house. You have to feed him very nicely. Treat him very nicely. I have Radha Shamasunda. Now they are increasing. I have Lalita Visakha. And many deities. In Mauritius, I visited there, and the devotees who were staying downstairs, and I stayed upstairs. And they came to the wife. You were cooking and eating very nicely, and he gave me all the fruit. What is it? See what I'm eating. You give me this? So the devotee woke up. So in the morning, as I finished my duty, I showed the devotee brought the varieties of boga. I was just like, it's very nice. So after the offering day, she came back and told me, do you know what happened? I said, no. The deities chastised me this night. That is why I'm doing this. So she started making, every day she's cooking, full preparations for Radha Shamasunda. Regularly. And from my personal experience dealing with deities for years, I've been challenging devotees. If you are a pujari and you're not communicating with the deity is not communicating with you, please leave the service. You are not a pujari. Don't leave the altar. Go and do something else. Because telling us that the deities are idle. And I know deities are not idle. Our acharyas, they cannot give us idols. They give something which is wonderful, transcendental, with the experience. Santa Goswami, he will rub his chapati with the hand. He doesn't have time to cook. He will rub his chapati. Take. The deity will take directly from the hand. There is no mudras, there is no mantras. Take. The deity will take and eat. After some time, the deity complained, Babu, can you just put little salt in this thing? It's too dry. Santa Goswami said, see, I don't have time. I don't have time for salt. If I give you salt today, you're going to ask me for pepper tomorrow. So I don't have time. If you want salt, please go back to your mother. Go to your mother. You can tell her anything. See, she will do for you. For me, I don't have my time. Lord Krishna didn't go. He stayed there with him because he's satisfied with his devotion. He's satisfied. And his deity, directly Lord Krishna. Okay, so what we have said, some is 500, some recent. The date is just few years. This one is practical. Just few years. My date is just few years. I will tell you another one. Koranitai. So we have been teaching devotees how to deal with the deities directly as persons. And part of the teaching, the training is we should establish a relationship with the deities. Write letter to your deity. Tell him, tell them the help you need. In Jhansi. Anyone from Jhansi? Jhansi. After Calcutta, Prabhupada went to Jhansi to start his League of Devotees. So Prabhupada was there. So we have some devotees who are there, a couple. So after hearing this, they were convinced. So they started writing letter to their deities. One day, I will show you. Want to see? Huh?
Yes.
I will show you. Not a story, not 500 years ago. Not 500 years ago. Not 300 years or 100 years. Now, just now, what is happening? I'll show you what is happening right now. They are worshipping the deities they are worshipping. They started writing letter to give to their deity. Not in the temple, in the house. Not Swamis, householders. They are following that. See. Can you see? Can you see? Huh? What are you saying?
In their hand.
Huh?
In their hand.
What is the hand? The letter they wrote and offered to the lotus feet of the deity came to the hands of the deities. They are holding the hands, the letters in their hand and dancing. The letter they wrote and offered to the deities at the feet. Come back later, the deities are holding the letters in their hands, dancing. See, the deities are facing out. See, they are facing out, they are facing themselves. They are not facing out, they are facing themselves. God and Nityananda Prabhu are facing themselves. Dancing with the letter of their devotees in their hands. Is that a story or reality? Huh? Is it happening or not happening? Is that idol? Idol can respond? Only a person can respond because persons have feelings. We have feelings. We can respond to the dealings of other people that are relating with us. The deity reciprocating the love of his devotees. Right here, right here, right here, right here. This is not the first time. This is not the first time. It is a regular affair. Seeing the deities holding their letters in their hands, dancing. The devotees are very happy. How will you feel if it happens to you? Huh? How will you feel? This is what we are expecting. Not idols. We are not idol worshippers. We are deity worshippers, not idol worshippers. So you want to see the Krishna consciousness we have practiced in action. You want to see that. Our Krishna consciousness in action. Our deities are responding to our dealings, our lovely dealings with them. Are you communicating? Huh? They're communicating. They're reciprocating. Answering all our prayers. Giving us strength, intelligence. Huh? The direction how to get to them. The Lord is doing that. We want to see this happen all the time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, now it's your turn. I feel it now. Shri Shri Gaura Nityananda Balaram ki. Right here, not in every planet.
Om Jnana-timirasya Jnana-jnana-shala Akshara-malitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam lagayate grim yatkri patamahan vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramanam Adavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Akanda mandala karam vyaptayina chara charam tatpadanda shitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So thank you very much, Maharaj. It's very inspiring to understand that the process of deity worship is different from idol worship. Actually, Prabhupada has given us a double track process for approaching divinity. There is what is called the Bhagavad Vidhi and the Pancharitrika Vidhi. Bhagavad Vidhi means hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, worshipping Srimad Bhagavatam. And Pancharitrika Vidhi means worshipping the Acha Vigraha, the transcendental form of the Lord manifested in matter. Both of them go side by side. By the Bhagavad Vidhi, we hear the glories of Krishna. And then, by Pancharitrika Vidhi, we practicalize what we have heard. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada is so kind that he has given us this process by which we can hear about Krishna, and we can actually worship the Lord in his deity form. Srila Prabhupada says that Krishna is so kind that he takes the form of the deity to allow the devotee to come close to him. In fact, Srila Prabhupada said the deities are like children. Children depend totally on the care and love of the parents. So therefore, when Krishna wants to favor a devotee, actually this deity worship is Krishna's special mercy. Because in a deity form, the deity depends on the devotee. Even though he is Hari Shakshat, the supreme, directly the supreme personality of Godhead, but he becomes dependent on his devotee. So, to have the deities of Shri Gaudita in the house, to have the deities of Jagannath, Balade, Subhadra in the house, to have the deities of Sri Radha Govinda in the house, is an opportunity given by Krishna to establish a very, very close relationship. So, as Maharaj has revealed to us, sometimes a neophyte devotee thinks the deity is different from Krishna. But for an advanced devotee, he doesn't really see any difference, because he communicates with the deity. It is described how Vamsidas Babaji, a very wild, saintly man, he always talked with his deities. Always. Wherever he goes, he carries his deities in the basket. And wherever he stays with his deities. And then people will always hear him talking. He's alone. Only the deities are his companions. But they will hear Vamsi Baba Das Babaji talking. So when they looked, they saw that he is conversing with his deities. He will chastise the deities. Sometimes he will insult the deities. He has such an intimate relationship that he could act as a parent. Vasalya Bhav. So this deity worship is actually Krishna's greatest mercy on the living entity in the material world. And so installing deities in the house is bringing Krishna home. Installing deities in the house means one is establishing such an intimate relationship with Krishna. In the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna tells Uddhava how important it is to worship his deity form. Many instructions are given there by Krishna to Uddhava. So we should take advantage of worshipping 𝐶𝐤𝐬𝐬. We should take advantage of worshipping Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. We should take advantage in worshipping Shri Radha Govinda, because such worship is a ticket to the spiritual world. By such worship, we are endearing ourselves to Krishna, and by endearing ourselves to Krishna, then we qualify to enter the spiritual world. So we are happy that our devotees, Jyoti Swarup Prabhu and his family, have taken upon themselves this opportunity to cultivate a very, very intimate relationship with Krishna. Inviting Krishna to our homes is a big responsibility, because you have to care for them. You have to bathe them, feed them, dress them, put them to rest, and wake them up. But as you do that, you enter into such a wonderful relationship with Krishna. And as we increase our devotion, Krishna will reciprocate with us. I often tell the story I read from the Back to Godhead magazine. That a lady has Lord Jagannath deities in the house. She worships Lord Jagannath in the house. So one night, she had a dream, and Lord Jagannath is telling her, tell that temple, I want mangoes. This lady woke up, she was confused. Which temple? Which temple do I have to tell the president that they want mangoes? If you say you want mangoes in my house, I can provide the mangoes for you. But now you are saying I should tell a temple president to provide mangoes. Which temple? Anyway, when she went to sleep the next night, she had a dream again, and there was a name of a temple on the wall. Estonia. So, and Lord Jagannath repeated the message. Tell the temple president of Estonia, I want mangoes. So the lady woke up, she picked up the BTG and looked for the temple. And among the list of ISKCON temples, a country, Estonia, is there. Eastern Europe. So she looked and she saw the phone number. So she dialed the number and it rang. And somebody picked the phone at the other end. Then the lady said, is it Estonia temple? The person said, yes. May I know what deities you have in your temple? He said, we have Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. I said, okay, then this message is for you. 2 nights ago, I dreamt that Lord Jagannath is telling me he needs mangoes. And I didn't know which temple. He said, a temple. I don't know the temple. So last night, Lord Jagannath put the sign of the temple on the wall, and I saw it Estonia. And that's what I call this temple. Lord Jagannath says he wants mangoes. You should offer him mangoes immediately. So immediately the temple president, he called a meeting of his departmental heads, the head pujari, head cook, this, that. And they sat down and said, this is a message they received from India. A lady called from India to say that Lord Jagannath wants mangoes. And they have Jagannath, Baladi, Subhadra deities in the temple. So they decided, okay, we will go wherever we can find mangoes, and we have to buy the best mangoes for Lord Jagannath. And in addition to that, we have to improve Lord Jagannath's Raj Bhoga. So immediately money was issued, and they went and they looked for the best of mangoes, they looked for more vegetables, and they improved the Raj Bhoga, and they offered it to Lord Jagannath. After 2 days, the Jagannath again appeared to the lady in a dream and said, thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. You have passed my message on. And the temple president and his team, they are doing their best. They are offering me the best mangoes. And not only that, they have also improved my Raj Bhoga. Now I'm enjoying like anything. Thank you very much. So the lady called and told the devotees, Lord Jagannath is very happy with you. Can we say this is an idol? We cannot say this is an idol. Idol. Deities are alive. But according to our level of devotion, our level of dedication, our level of commitment, they either remain silent or they talk with us. Even Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, he had a very wonderful experience. The 𝐾𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐿 community is living on a rented property. And that is why they did not put Gurudev's body in Samadhi there. Gurudev ordered that his body should be cremated and that his ashes taken to Mayapur, because the property there is not permanently for 𝐸𝐴𝐶𝐠𝐿. It is a rented property. It is on lease. At any time, if you don't pay the rent, you will be kicked out. So at one point in time, the rent had expired and they needed $30,000 to pay the rent, and there was no money anywhere. So Chandramauli Swami, who is one of the closest friends of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj has two intimate friends in the US. One is Chandramauli Swami, and the second is Radhanath Maharaj. They are like three bodies in one, they are one soul in three bodies. So Chandramauli Swami had visited 𝐾𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐿, and then there is Gurudev's house down the hill, or up the hill, whatever, up the hill. They call it Institute House. So that's where Gurudev used to stay, and all his godbrothers who come with him, that's where they stay. So Chandramauli Swami, and then down the hill is a community. So Chandramauli Swami was staying with Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj the night he arrived. And then Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj told him that we are sitting on a time bomb. Our rent has expired, and any moment the owners of this land can just walk in and kick us out. We need $30,000 to pay for a period of time, and I don't have $1 in my account. I don't know what is going to happen. So at that night they discussed. Then the next morning they went down to the temple for the Mangalarati program. And then Bhakti Tita Maharaj, he used to offer the arti. So Bhakti Tita Maharaj was offering the arti, and Chandramauli Maharaj was leading the kirtan. So after the kirtan, Bhakti Tita Maharaj walked over to Chandramauli Maharaj and asked Chandramauli Maharaj, did you hear the deities talking? Chandramauli Maharaj said, deities talking? I didn't hear. And Maharaj said, they were shouting at the top of their voice. You didn't hear? He said, sorry, I was chanting, I was leading, I was shouting to the top of my voice, so I didn't also hear. He said, so anyway, what did they say? If you said they were shouting, what did they say? And he said, oh, they were telling me I should go to Dr. Henry for the rent for the property. So Chandramauli Maharaj said, well, if the deities told you should go to Dr. Henry and collect your rent, that's Dr. Henry over there. Go and see him. Dr. Henry had also arrived in the community the night before. The very night Chandramauli Maharaj arrived is the same night Dr. Henry arrived in the community. Nobody knew his mission, but Krishna knew his mission. So Bhakti Tita Maharaj left Chandramauli Maharaj and walked over the other side to Dr. Henry. Then he went and told him that while I was doing the arati on the altar, Brother Damodara was screaming at the top of their voice that I should see you for the money for the rent, so I've come. And Dr. Henry didn't say anything. He just said, wait for me. He just said, wait, I'm coming. He ran down to the guest house. The guest house is attached to the temple. He ran down to the guest house, and then he came back with an envelope. Exactly 30,000 that Bhakti Tita Maharaj wanted. He brought it and handed it over to him. So Bhakti Tita Maharaj said, but how do you know that? No, he asked, but how do you know that I have 30,000? Well, he said the deity told me. Then he also asked him, how do you get this 30,000? He said, well, he used to buy from a particular supermarket. And when you buy certain things up to a certain level, they give you a coupon. And then from time to time, they'll draw some rifle. So the last time they drew the rifle, he was the first winner. He got a car. But he said he deals in cars, so he doesn't need a car. So he said they should give him cash. He has cars. He's selling cars. So why give me a car again? Give me the cash. And the cash was $30,000 they gave him. So he was thinking, this money I can't spend, I have to give to Krishna. So he was thinking, where can I go? There are many temples in the United States of America. So where should I go? He said, Krishna just said, go to 𝐸𝐸𝐸. Go to 𝐸𝐸𝐸 first. And so he arrived. Brother Damodara told Bhakti Tita Maharaj, collect that money from him. And so as soon as he told him, he didn't argue, he just said, wait, I'm coming. He walked down the steps, went to the guest room, brought an envelope, exactly $30,000. He handed it over to Bhakti Tita Maharaj. So the deities are not idols. They remain idols to us who think they are idols. And they are alive to those who think they are alive. The process of Krishna consciousness is a process of mercy. We have to cry for the mercy. We have to beg for the mercy. And the mercy will come. So, installing deities in the house is crying for the mercy. Because you will render service to them every day. You would feed them every day, dress them every day, and so you are begging for their mercy. You're embarking on this of begging for mercy. Hare Krishna.